have to check the time. And yes. Class. All y'all put down your pencils, pens, books if you have them, paper. It's that time. Enjoy your recess. I'll see you when you get back. Creed Hodges, I see you brought your piece and put it over there in the corner. Expecting to get lucky in the way home? Well, hope you do. Remember, son, aim low, shoot straight. All right? Very good. Enjoy your recess. Oh, let's see here. Getting all tangled up here. Tonight's my first night with Abraham Anderson. Yep, Anderson and Nancy Hodges. Wonder how I should bring up nice and polite like that Mr. Hodges owes me 20 cents for teaching his two boys. Of course, who doesn't owe me 20 cents or even a dime? Anyway, okay, very good. Hello, welcome back. To those of you who have been here before, please take a seat. I was just going over, well, you know that my pay, part of my pay is represented by staying with the families of my students on a rotating basis. Tonight is the first night that I'll be spending with the Hodges family. Anderson and Nancy. They're two boys, Creed and Preston. They're in my class. And you may have heard me mention to Creed as he went out for recess. I referred to his piece he brought. That's it sitting over there in the corner. Yep. That rifle. Which brings us to the question of guns in school. Last episode, I had gone over some answers and questions to questions posted by some of the members of the public who came by when I used to do this for a living in its original location. And I had made mention that some of the questions were kind of sensitive, but the ones that I went over in the last episode, those weren't any of the sensitive ones. Nope. But there was one that cropped up every so often, not terribly often, but often enough to warrant comment. And it seemed like every time the question was asked, it was just after a very unfortunate and tragic school shooting somewhere. And it's the subject of guns in school. What do we do at this time about guns in school? Before I answer that question, let me say that all my research, there's been a lot of it, I've never come across any reference, negative or positive, or even the existence of having the presence of firearms in school. And that could very well be my speculation, but I think it's a good logical one, that why do we say anything about it? Who's bringing guns to school? Well, if we're talking about the bigger cities, Chicago, New York, Richmond, Charleston, Floyd, there's no reason to bring guns to school. What are you going to do with them? Shoot a pigeon? But in areas like this, Southwest Virginia, rural setting, Franklin County, way off in what some folks would call the sticks, there's a good reason to be bringing a firearm to school. It's called food. Everybody likes food and everybody has to have it. We know that they bring the guns to school for the purpose of somehow, luckily, bagging supper. It's breakfast, dinner, supper around here. That L word we don't know anything about. There's always a chance somebody be bagging something for supper. Might be a squirrel, might be a possum, conceivably a deer or raccoon. Or since this is November, might be a nice big fat gobbler out there making the presence known that here I am. Want to invite me over for supper? Yes. Now, as far as a loaded weapon is concerned, this is just me, and I'm pretty sure all my fellow teachers also do this. You will not bring a loaded weapon into the school. Bring your weapon in, put it to one side, along with all your shot, powder, whatever it is you need, and leave it there. When you go home, at the end of the day, take everything with you. If you see a squirrel, a deer, a nice gobbler, go ahead. Supper, perhaps. The people who send their children to schools like this, they're largely subsistence farmers, sometimes not much more than subsistence farmers. Food is essential, quality and quantity, sometimes not terribly quality. But you have to have it. You have to eat. And if this is how you get your food, no one's going to have a problem with it. As far as the presence of the weapon in school is concerned, I don't have a problem with it. Not at all. The turkey that might be gotten by Creed Hodges tonight on his way home might be what I'm having for supper tonight. You never know. One thing I do know is we don't do certain things with our weapons that we bring to school. We don't take them out and use people as targets. We don't do that thing. The idea would never have come across anyone's mind to do that thing back then. This then. Future history, well, things are different. Things are different here. Mindset's different. Attitudes are different. The only thing constant is difference and change. Now let's say, for instance, Creed were to go home tonight and he happens to spy a nice fat gobbler and he takes it down. It's up to his mother Nancy to dress it out and serve it up in time for supper if it makes it in time. I don't know when I'm going to be there. If not tonight, then tomorrow night perhaps. Something to look forward to. It's all good. The meals that I get courtesy of the parents whose students I teach, that's also part of my pay. We've discussed that before. It's nothing new around here. Venison, I like venison. Raccoon, I have yet to taste one. Don't know how they are. Possum, I've yet to taste one. I understand that they are quite greasy in their meat. But possum or venison or squirrel, not a lot of meat on a squirrel. We're not in any position to be picky, not around here. You take what you can get. And if a squirrel is all you can get, if you get anything at all, you're going to be darn grateful for it. Tomorrow, there may be another student bringing his rifle in to test out what might happen on the way home. You never know. But that's just one of the things. That's the answer that I gave to people who would ask when I did this for a living, what do you do about guns in school? They seemed, well, they didn't comment much on that. They just said, oh, okay, sounds good, fine. To us, this will be perfectly normal at this time. Wouldn't think a thing about it. Anyway, that's just one of several sensitive questions that didn't even get mentioned in the last episode, but did come up from time to time at the park when I was doing this for a living. Some questions are really sensitive, and I'm going to have to search long and hard about whether or not I want to answer them and how I should answer them without getting myself in a world of hurt. Could happen. Well, that's it for this episode. This is number 20. Thanks for dropping by. Hope I've earned a like and subscription. It helps the channel. And until our paths cross again, and I hope they do, I wish you all well. Hope you had a fantastic Thanksgiving. I was staying with the Rays, and let's just put it this way. I ate more than I should have, but not nearly enough as I wanted. Until our paths cross again, I wish you all well, and I have the honor to remain your most respectful and obedient servant, as always, Dave Diggs, coming to you from a very long time ago when things were different. We'll see you next time. Everybody take care of yourselves.